Hey there, this is Father Bline. I am just taking a little walk today because it is such a beautiful day. I see the beauty of everything, and yet somehow it's not so beautiful today. Yeah, we got the weather, we've got the green grass, the blue skies, but we also have a very, very empty parking lot. There are no kids playing over in the playground, there are no families under the pavilion. There's not a soul over in the school. And then in the mornings, if you come for a walk here, over there in the background here, where the Memorare Center gratefully will be built, there is not anything out there besides about 5 or 6 deer every morning and a hawk that just keeps going over and over our heads. Somebody said, well, isn't this cool that things are getting back to nature? And I'm like, well, for us as Catholics, we see nature as basically the beauty of us being part of what's natural for us as Catholics. And what's natural for us is to be in here, in the church. And yet today I had to make sure that we have the sign up on the door, the newest sign from our bishops in Ohio, as well as from our governor, saying that it's not just through this next week or so that we cannot have public masses, but we cannot even do it until after May 3rd at the earliest. And then they'll reassess it as time goes on. So natural? No, that's not who we are. We want to be here. We know for daily mass, people come through this door. We have 175, 200 people for daily mass sometimes, and during Lent. And in the evenings, a good 50 people or so come for mass. Stations of the Cross, adoration. I see people pull their cars up here in this very parking lot here, and they face towards the center and spend a couple minutes because they know they are doing their own form of adoration. As one friend of ours said, that it's kind of like the church is the big tabernacle, and they're still here. So I say all this because it's hard. It's hard for all of us. It was hard for me, even up until about a week and a half ago. I didn't tell you about this. I wasn't keeping it from you, but I wasn't able to really come out of self-quarantine. Everybody knows about 5 weeks ago I was in Italy itself and came back about 5 weeks ago, I should say. I was sick a little bit, but the normal junk you get when you fly. And so I went to my doctors. He said everything's fine, just this will run its course. And then about 2.5 weeks ago, he asked me to go in ahead and why don't you get swabbed, just to be sure. Because what he said 3 or 4 weeks ago is different today for us. So I did. I went through the swabbing, and then they said, just wait till we give you the results. It'll take 12 hours. Well, 12 hours, they said maybe a day or two. And those turned out to be 5 or 6 days. Then it turned out to be 8 or 9 days. So in the meantime, I pretty much didn't do anything besides stay up in my room in the chapel and the house and the rectory. And it was really hard. So I understand when we can't leave. And I just want to be outside right now. The hard part as well is that I can't even see my mom. I have my sister, my nephew, other people, my brother-in-law who are all involved in first responders or healthcare. And it's hard to watch it happen where I can't even go give my mom a hug. I haven't hugged her since before the swab. I can go over there like yesterday and sit in the garage and have a bowl of Irish porridge and tea, but I can't go in the house because I don't want to. I don't want to put her in danger. It's not easy for any of us, but sometimes I feel like I feel for her and my family. We're keeping our distance because it's the right thing to do. It's not about our faith being taken away or anything. In fact, it's become more profound. I found out as well that there were some decisions I had to do through counsel of Father Bear, our deacons, our pastoral staff, to make decisions about how do we do things, because churches will do things and respond differently. I had to make tough decisions as a good shepherd. 13 years ago, May 1st, I came here. And back 10 years ago, I was named pastor. And I have a little less than 2 months left to be your good shepherd. And part of being good and being shepherding is making decisions that sometimes aren't popular, but what's going to be for the best safety and also out of love. I want to see my mom and the nieces and nephews and my sisters. I want to hug them all, but I can't do that right now because it's not what's best for all of us. And so having the church doors closed, well, that's being a good shepherd right now. I don't want to deprive anybody anything. Any chance I get to bring in the Blessed Sacrament to somebody I happen to see who's in need, I will do what I need to do. I just know too, it's hard for us to do anything, even anointing people at the hospital where we normally go. We can't do that unless somebody's on death's door. It's very hard to understand, but part of being a good shepherd is loving somebody, even when we can't do it in the way we always have. So please know that I miss you terribly. Father Barra does as well. And we'll figure out a way, any way we can, to keep the sacramental life alive in you. Remember who you are. Remember whose you are. Remember that he wants you here, where you belong, at home, here at this church, to pray together, to praise together, to have the chance to be with the Blessed Sacrament, to receive him, to become him. And I miss you, and I love you. Hang in there, guys. God bless you.